Hello team, my name is Mahesh. In this video, we are looking into the Ansible section. So this is the third part of the Ansible series that we have created, and in this video, we are looking into how we can utilize Ansible, create those resources. So in this video, we are looking into the collection of the Ansibles, how we can use the collection and like how we can install and utilize the collections of the Ansibles, how we can use the Boto 3 module, how we can leverage the roles to modularize our playbook itself, how we can manage the like tokens or the access keys, secret access keys into the Ansible vaults, and we look thing in a simplest manner, or how we can variabilize the multiple parameters to like to do easy modifications on that. We can implement all those things inside the rules itself. So make sure you will watch this part till the end, and you'll get the idea about it, how we can leverage multiple things. So first of all, we what we need to do, we have a one we I have a one WSL machine with me, and inside this we are using the throughout that we can able to build our Ansible hierarchy to create the resources onto AWS itself. So we are leveraging our roles and the collections. So first of all, this is the Ansible documentation that are already provided, and inside this documentation we'll found several resources to several modules to create the basically to do actions and create the resources on the AWS. Such as there are multiple services, such as there is service for the EC2, there is service for the IAM, Lambda, RDS, and S3. Almost all the services have we can create all the services by using the Ansible function, Ansible automation tool. I mean to. So there are multiple types of a collection available inside the I can say inside the community or the documentation that is already created for it, such as for two Azure namespace we have a we have a collection for it. We for two Kubernetes namespaces we have another collection for it to utilize those inside these collections. Basically, we are installing these collections basically when we are like using the AWS resources. Basically, we are using the collections and leveraging the modules of the leveraging those modules to create the resources. So in the previous videos, we are seeing how we can like set up an like master node and the worker node kind of a connection. But in this video, we need to use the collections. So and at the time we are using the built-in tools of the Ansible, such as the yum module, the copy module, or the file module, or to SCP module, or whatever it is a command module or shell module. So that are the built-in modules of the Ansible. So in this video, what we need, it is a basically out of it is for to interacting with the AWS account. There is no interacting with the AWS account. We need to connect with the AWS API. Throughout that, we can able to create a resources or to work with the AWS resources. So as you can see, and the on the previously, what we have used to do, we have set up a passwordless authentication by using worker node and the client node. So the master node can easily access the worker nodes, and throughout that it can, by using the SSH service, it can able to do actions or do changes do configuration change inside the worker node itself. But as you can see, AWS doesn't provide such SSH connectivity to the resources. So for that, we need to use the leverage of collections, and throughout the collections, we can able to connect with the AWS API services, and throughout that, we can able to create and do all those things. Such as there are multiple collections: OpenStack namespace, engineering, not engineering collection, or there is a Kubernetes namespace, or to NetApp namespace, which is storage thing. So it is all it is all related about the collection of the AWS. So there are some prerequisites that we have to turn basically to leverage this before we leverage this collection. So okay, so there are some prerequisites that we need to install, such as the Ansible collection that we need to install. There are some prerequisites for the we need to install the Boto 3 module, such as for those things that we will require to use this particular module itself, or we can say a collection itself. So there is one command, if you can find out, if you can search or I can just provide the link in the description if you can find out the Ansible Galaxy AWS. So inside the Ansible Galaxy, in the collection sections, you will find out this command to install the Ansible Galaxy collection on your machine. So this will install the Ansible collection, and it is saying it's already installed for me, but I can just for to demo, or I can just do a force to install the collection again, and also I will require to install the Python pip3. Using the pip, I need to install the Boto3 module to communicate with my AWS account. So as well as I need to install that particular library itself on my local. So before this is installing, so let me what I need to do. Okay, so the module is successfully installed. So what I need to do? I need to install the pip. So dnf install python 3 hyphen pip. So I need to install the pip as well as I need to install the Boto3 library by using the pip module. So just a second. Pip install Boto3. So throughout the Boto3 module, we can able to communicate with our AWS account. So throughout the using it will use up some Python libraries, and throughout that Python libraries, it can able to communicate with our it can able to communicate with the API of the AWS. So the Boto3 is successfully installed, and what we need to do, we need to use this particular. So there is a all there is a like I can say it is a detailed documentation about all those things such as the requirements of this particular what would be the requirement of this particular application, or how we can leverage this particular Python function or Porto function, or whatever the requirements that we need to use this particular module. So we have installed that Python version. We have installed the Boto3 and the Boto core. So there are some additional parameters that are present over here that we can use that we can leverage inside our play inside that particular play, and throughout that we can able to do the actions. But for now, what I need to do, I can just by default use the examples from here, and throughout those examples we can understand what is these things and how we can utilize in our playbook itself. Inside our in the to create the resources, how we can utilize those things. So just ec2-create.yaml, I just provide the name of the playbook and the playbook name. So what I need to do, I don't need the key pair, so I'm not able to take any access or those kind of a thing right now. I don't need the VPC ID, subnet ID, or just a second, I'll just find. Okay, so we are using the existing examples that are provided. So let me explain the all those things in detail. So inside the host, we are using the local host as we are running the commands inside our master EC2 instance, master like I can say a machine. We don't require those like worker and the like the master and the worker node. So throughout our master node itself, we are using the master node to communicate with the AWS API to create the resources. So connection will be also local. It is an important parameter to set, it is an important parameter to set up the like how it will connect to the how it on which machine it will connect. It is basically leveraging my machine itself to do those kind of things. So, so inside the task section, we have multiple tasks, and throughout the task, we can able to create our EC2 instance successfully. So we are using the Amazon EC2 instance module itself. So inside the module, we are providing a multiple parameters, such as the parameter for the name, the instance type, the security group, the region that we will work. So the region will be I'm using, which is the AP South one, the access key and the secret access key. We are accessible. This particular EC2 instance will accessible in the public IP itself. So, and the image ID, the whatever the type of the image it will use. So that is basically the overall thing. And we also break down this playbook into the rules section, and throughout the rules we can able to see. So let's quickly see how we can create the rules. Basically uh, I can say to create the directory by itself. So what we can use the Ansible Galaxy init command. So the Ansible Galaxy init and the role length. So role name will be EC2. So it will create the EC2 role for us. So if you can see inside this particular folder, it will install it. It has created the EC2 roles. So there are multiple files inside this particular roles. So what we need to do now, we need to create this particular main file, main dot YAML. So inside this main file, we are pasting this output, and we only need to use the several things on it, such as I don't need to use those many things. I'm separating the task section, the variable section, and all the sections into the roles, dividing those parts inside the roles. So just provide the role name as a EC2. So the role group that we are using, which is the EC2. So inside the task section, if I can go inside that particular task, so ls mv main.yaml. Okay, so is cd slash ec2 task main.yaml. So I need to use the vim main.yaml. So in this file, we are provide the task that we have, and inside with those tasks we can able to basically work. So those are the tasks we need. Yeah. So that is the overall thing. So we are leveraging this task. Control C. Okay. Control. Yeah. So let me. What I need to do? I need to. So I'm arranging this playbook according to the. I can say according to the syntax of the Ansible, because if we made any unwanted mistake inside the Ansible playbook, it will might throw an error. So I have removed all those things and placed inside my task folder. And to keep those secrets keep those secrets in the private file or those kind of thing. So we will require to utilize the Ansible Vault. So there is a command for the Ansible Vault. We need to create the Vault password first. So there is one command to create the vault password. You can use the so in my case I'm using the base 64 encryption. You can use the SHA 256 or SHA like those kind of algorithms to keep those things secure. So this is the vault password, and to utilize the vault password, we will require this command. So let me copy and okay. So what we need to do, we need to create the Ansible vault, and inside this vault itself, I need to use the group var password.yaml and the vault password file which will require, which is the vault.pass. So inside this particular file itself, I need to provide these two arguments, such as for the EC2 access key. So let me copy and paste. So this is also a YAML file. So what I need to do, I need to I provide the indentation, Ansible YAML file, access key. I need to generate the access key from the IAM section of the EC2, IAM section of the AWS. Uh, Go here, security credentials, and create access key, command line interface. Um, okay, we need to use this access key and secret access key. So yeah, so this is the access key and the secret access key. So this is the secret access key that I will require to use. And yeah, so it has created the group var sections, and inside that group vars, it has created the files called all, and it has stored that password inside there. So you can go in, if you can sneak peek into that group var section, if you will see the all name folder, and inside that there is option for the password. So just what you need to do, like you need to run command to create this particular EC2 instance. So there is one command to use, Ansible. Just let me a second. Ansible hyphen playbook. hyphen I, we need to set up the inventory file. I forgot about it. Inside the, we also need an inventory file in inventory.yaml. So inside this, I need to provide the, like, I don't need to provide anything. I just create the one file by default. So, Ansible hyphen playbook, main.yaml, and hyphen, we don't need to provide hyphen I, hyphen vault, vault password, which is the vault password that we have created. So, vault pass. So, let's see whatever the error that we have get. Okay. We need to provide the hyphen I as well. So, for to provide the inventory.yaml. So, let me see. So as you can see, it is giving me an error, but I haven't provided the, like, the password of the vaults. So what it's saying, it is saying inside the task section main.yaml, line number 13, column number 10. So there is some issue in the uh, playbook. So there is some syntax error in this in that particular playbook. So EC2 task main.yaml, line number 13, set number. So line number 13, okay, so there is some tags issue, tags and the environment. Okay, let's try now. Okay, so if you can see, it is saying that there is no vault secrets has been provided, but we can, to access the vault secrets, inside the vault secrets, we have kept the, like this, those two parameters, access key and secret access key. So vault password pass is equals to vault pass. So the password file is, which is already present over here. So vault vault pass. Okay, so let's try now. Okay, there is some syntax error. Vault password. Yeah. So I just need to provide the entire thing, and if you can see, it is able to create the EC2 instance, but the image ID does not exist. I need to do modifications on that. So let me see on the main.yaml. So I just need to do changes in the image ID. So just let me go and just change this image ID with the EC2. So I have changed the image ID. Let's see, is it able to create the resources or not? Yeah, as you can see, it has created the resources by using the local module. And let's verify on our EC2 instance, is it successfully created the EC2 instance or not? So if you can, yeah, as you can see, it has created the resources, and it also has the public IP addresses. So that's how you can create the EC2 instances. So let's now check out the roles. So in this, but if you can look out the cat main.yaml. So we are using this particular role of a EC2 instance to create the EC2 instance, and as well as we are utilizing this particular task section and main.yaml to create the resources. But if someone needed someone needed to change the type of the EC2 instance, such as we are in this case we are using the t2.micro, but someone in the organization needed the t2.large or t2.x large image. So in this case, what they don't know, need to figure out multiple files inside this particular role section. But what we can do, we can modularize this thing by using the Jinja to templating, and throughout that we can able to do actions. So just let me give a quick glance about it. So if you can go inside this particular section, the Jinja 2 templating is basically used do variable to basically create a variables and reference those variables inside a file, and throughout the file we can able to keep things simple, and we can, with a single file, we can edit multiple parameters, and almost there are 22 parameters. As you can see, there is a particular page for the variables. By using variables, there are all those like sections mentioned for the variables and on which places of the YAML playbook you can utilize the variables and all those things are mentioned as inside this particular thing. There are almost 22 places that on that those places you can utilize the variables and it is basically showing a precedence. So if you can see, I can just use as a type. So basically, this is the Jinja 2 templating. Throughout the Jinja 2 templating, I'm creating a variable called type. Just I'm reference the type, but I haven't created yet. So just go on EC2, and if you can see, there is two options that we have. So for two default values, suppose there is some default value. Suppose someone didn't provide the variable. Suppose in the organization, some people might want to use the default variables or default options, such as it will create a default t2.micro image. But some in some like department, they will if they need, require t2.large or t2.x large image or any other type of image. So they can modify inside the vars. So if you can go inside the vars and main.yaml, you can just do you can just mention the type of the EC2 instance. So type that we are using t2 t2 dot x large. So by default, it will what it will do, it will create the EC2. By default, it will create the EC2 image by using the tutor.xlarge. But if I haven't provided anything inside my vars folder, it will take a default value. Suppose if I provide inside the defaults inside the main.yaml, if I provide the same parameter for the type colon t2 t2 dot micro or mini. So by default, it will create the t2.mini image or someone like by default, it will create a t2.mini image, but someone like didn't mention the vars or didn't use the vars, didn't change any values inside the vars, it will go for the t2.mini. Otherwise, someone made a change into basically it will provide the precedence according to the this particular Ansible documentation. You can refer this documentation and yeah, once you are done with the thing, you can just don't forget to like terminate this instance and you're good to go.